In this video, we'll look at how to get some data from the internet into QGIS in a few steps. So if I drag in a browser, I have found some data for Greg's Bakeries in the UK, but unfortunately it's a very messy list that looks like this. Now this is a JSON file, and what I'm going to do from the browser is right click over the text and choose Save As. So I'm going to do that now. I'll save it to my folder on my computer where I save this kind of data. So let me pause the video and save it. We can see that it's saved, and I can click on that button if I want to in Chrome to open the folder, but instead what I'm going to do now is switch to Excel. You can see from this screen that I'm using Office 2019, so I've got the 2019 version of Excel. So I'll go to Home, and then I'll click on a blank workbook, and I've already got one open, so I'll close that. If I go to Data, so I'll go to the Data tab, and then I'm going to go to Get Data from File, and then I'm going to go to From JSON. So what I want to do is I'm going to click on this and then navigate to where I just saved that JSON file that I saved off the web. So let me click on the button and I'll navigate to that file. So now I'm looking at the Greg's Locations file, 17th of February 2024 that I just saved, and I'll click on Import. And this is where it can be a bit confusing, so just follow along and you'll see what happens. It's going to look like this, and that's quite confusing, and that's not what we want to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on to Table, and then here I'm just going to click OK with this file. And then once I've done that, I'm clicking the little button that looks like arrows pointing in different directions. And then it's going to show me all the different columns, and I'll click OK. So it's looking a bit more like we want to now, but there's a couple of things to note here. If I scroll along, I'm not actually seeing the latitude and longitude columns that I would need to map this. So what can we do about that? Well, if we go to the address column, we'll see there's arrows, these kind of arrows that point in opposite directions. If I click that, we'll see a number of additional columns revealed, and I'll click OK. And then we get all the address information, including the latitude and longitude and phone number and so on. You may see that in other columns, but if I click this one, that's going to give us new rows, and we don't want new rows. So I've got the table looking like I want to. That's fine. The key thing for me is the latitude and longitude columns are there. And then I'm going to click Close and Load in the top left. And then I'll get a table. It'll be formatted, kind of fancy formatting like this, but that's not a problem. All I'm going to do is just click at the top left to the left of cell A1 to select it all, right click, copy, new worksheet, and I'm just going to paste by right clicking and choosing paste values only. And then from here, I'm going to save this. So I'll go to File, Save As, and what I'm going to do is save this as a CSV file. So I'll just do that now. So I'm saving it, I'm putting the file name in, but as type, save as type, below that, I'm going to save it as a CSV, comma delimited CSV file, and I'll hit save. And then when I close these two, don't need to save that because I've already saved the CSV, and there's the original JSON data from the web. I will open that CSV on my screen in 2 seconds. Here's the CSV file I just saved, so I'll double click and it's going to open in Excel. Okay, fine. We do have this in each column, it says column 1 before each column name, so that's a bit annoying. I could have changed that. So let's just highlight that cell, hit Control F on a Windows machine, and I'll replace column 1 dot with nothing. I'll just replace it with nothing. Replace all, OK, and close. OK, so that's fine. Now we've got the column headers as we want to. I'll just hit the save button. I'm going to close this, and then I'm going to switch to QGIS. So we're in QGIS now, and to import this and map it, I just need to click on the Data Source Manager button. And from here, I'm going to go to Delimited Text, and then I'm going to browse to where the file is saved. So I'll just browse there now. So yep, that's it. I browse to the file. There it is. Things I need to make sure here, it's CSV in the file format, records and fields options. It should look like this. You probably won't need to change anything here. And then in geometry definition, make sure it says point coordinates. And the key thing here is, if you've used a different coordinate reference system in your work previously, you need to double check this. So the X field is going to be address longitude. The Y field will be address latitude. And if it's not, make sure they are. So Y is latitude and X is longitude. And then geometry CRS, here's the confusing thing if you're not used to it. These numbers for longitude and latitude are decimal degrees based on a global coordinate reference system. So the one you'll choose here is WGS 84. Now, if it wasn't listed there, you could click this little button and you could go to the search box and type in what it says, filter 4326 is what you would type in, and it's this one here. So I'll click OK. We've got everything right, and if I click add and close, it's going to plot them on the map. If I want to see a map in the background, I can go to my browser and scroll down to XYZ tiles and then double click OpenStreetMap to have a map in the background. Okay, that's good. If for any reason you didn't see your browser panel, you can go to View, Panels, and turn it on. The coordinate reference system at the moment makes Great Britain look a bit squished. So what we're going to do is we'll go down to the bottom right where it says EPSG 4326 and we'll click that button. This allows us to change the coordinate reference system. It doesn't change the data, it just changes the way it looks on the screen. We want to use one called 3857. So I type that into the filter box. If you've used it recently, it will be listed in the recently used box, but it's further down below if you've not used it before. So I'll select that and I'll click OK, and things look a bit better. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to change the icons for these Greg's locations. I will get my browser window back up. I'll type in Greg's, and then we'll go to the web page. We'll reject cookies. We will go to the menu. We will click on this one, and I will right click, and I'll click on the steak bake. I'll right click the image and I will copy image address. I'll shift this out of the way. Now I'm going to double click on Greg's locations, go to symbology. By default it'll be a marker, and the marker will be a simple marker. So I'm selecting simple marker because I want to change the symbol layer type to raster image marker. The reason I'm doing that is a picture like a JPEG or a PNG is a raster image. So I'm going to paste in that URL there. You'll see this cloud, which means it's sort of downloading. And then if you had an image saved in your computer, you could just browse to it via this button. So let's see if this works. I'll click apply. Okay, and we see tiny steak bake, so let's increase the size to 5 and click apply. There we go. So now instead of a point, default QGIS point representing a Greg's, we've got steak bakes all over the country. I'll click OK. And last of all, if we wanted to save this CSV file as a permanent shape file or GeoPackage or GeoJSON, I can right click it, export, save features as, and then from there we could choose to save it wherever we like in any of the formats you see in the format drop down. So GeoPackage, shapefile, and loads more, many of which you might not have even heard of. And then from there, all I would do is click the browse button to choose where to save it to. I'll cancel that now. So that is how you can quickly get data off the web. Sometimes you just have a URL, but you don't see how to get the data into QGIS. And that's just a workflow for how to do it. And also, if you didn't know that you can kind of parse and clean up JSON data in newer versions of Excel, hopefully you do now. So happy mapping, and hope that has been useful for you.